Now look at the funny picture of Obama in the news. See how colorblind we are? You're not really black to me. Underneath where it matters, we both bleed red, you see. So put away the race card. It ain't 1962. There's no more segregation. Isn't that enough for you? But of course, Justice doesn't have access to deuce digs. He just can't call him up and say, hey, dog, I'm feeling what you're feeling. Can we talk? Just remembers what Quan said about the neighborhood being like family, and Martel would get it. That he'd welcome him if he wanted in. That's really why he's on this bus right now. He's sick of feeling alone. The first thing to cross Justice's mind as he steps off the bus is the irony of looking for solace at a place he was anxious to get away from. As someone drives by in a brand new Benz, he also feels a twinge of guilt over refusing to drive his new car to Martel's house. How can he be mad at white people for profiling when he's doing the same dang thing they do? Lock your doors, hide your valuables. He even left Manny's watch at home. But that stuff has to be remedied. He hangs a left to Win-Win Street and spots the gunmetal Range Rover Trey said would be in the driveway. Despite it being an older model than the one Manny drove, seeing it makes Just want to run for it. He should turn back. He really should. Turn back and go home to his mahogany desk and school-issued MacBook, but he doesn't. It's not until Just starts up the driveway that he notices the three guys sitting on the porch. Trey is there, plus a white boy Brad, and the dude who had the gun during the Halloween disaster. Oh, if it isn't Smarty Pants, Brad says. The gun trotter just doesn't remember his name. Smiles. Sup, Justice? He says, great to see you, buddy, old pal. The other laughs. Justice's eyes immediately drop to the guy's waistband. He can see the bulge of the gun handle beneath the dude's shirt. It gives him a chill. He tries to pull himself together. Sup, y'all? They all laugh again. Trey gives Just the same kind of once-over he did at the Halloween party all those months ago. He smiles that sneery creeper smile, and Just feels like his guts are about to make an appearance on this boxer briefs. Trey shouts, hey, Martel, you got company over his shoulder at the screen door. And the second Just steps onto the porch, a voice calls out from inside. Come on in, young brother. Even though his heart is about to explode, Justice pulls the door open and enters his house, the house he's ever only eye-pried, warily due to rumors about there being drugs and guns hidden inside. He follows a short hallway lined with what appears to be African relics. Tribal masks, framed hieroglyphics, a silhouette painting of Nefertiti. He can tell by the Cinderella headpiece that reminds him of the flat-top haircut some of the NBA players are trying to bring back. There's a similar art all over the walls of the living room. Just as sure this house could win the world for the world's largest collection of ancient Egyptian paraphernalia. His gaze roams the space until it lands on the youngish bearded black man in a Dickinson shirt and kafiki hat. He's sitting cross-legged in a Papson chair with a Kaniti cloth cushion. Most notable is a black tracing device strapped to his ankle, so this is why Dude couldn't just meet him at the coffee shop. Welcome, this guy says. You must be Justice. Yep, that's me. Martel. He sticks out a hand and Just walks over to shake it. Pleasure to meet you. Likewise. Just looks around again and then sticks his hands in his pockets. Though Just is known to be in the Black Jihad leader since middle school, Martel is the in person is not what he expected. He honestly has no idea what to say to the guy. The silence is beginning to morph into something straight up menacing. Cool art. Martel smiles. I like to surround myself with reminders of ancient Kemet, so the boys and I never forget our imperial roots. You know anything about that? Justice shrugs. I studied a little bit, but I don't know a whole lot. Sorry. No need to apologize, Martel tends his fingers beneath his chin. You'll learn, young brother, you'll learn. The Europeans succeeded in denigrating and enslaving peoples of African descent, and there's royal blood flowing through your veins. You hear me? Justice nods. Yes, sir. People across the discipline have been treated as inferior for so long, most of us habituated to the lie of white superiority. But never forget, your ancestors survived a transatlantic journey, built this nation from the ground up, and maintained a semblance of humanity, even when the very conditions of their existence suggested that they were less than human. Jihad is the act of striving, persevering. That is your legacy, young brother. This country belongs to you. As Just listens to Martel's words, he can feel himself relaxing. He doesn't know if it's his voice himself, or what he's saying, or the art, or the incense, or the atmosphere, but something about Martel and his house makes Just feel looser than he's felt in a while. He looks at Martel, who's been watching him, reading him, studying him. He can tell, ever since he stepped into the room, and yeah, Martel does get it. Quan said Just would be welcomed, but that's not exactly how he feels. The disarming effect gives him vertigo. So what can I do for you, Justice? Martel asks. Before he knows it, Just telling Martel all the stuff he can't talk to anyone else about. how it felt to be profiled, the Martin experience and how it failed, how alone he felt, and how furious he is, and how much he misses his homeboy. Martell listens intensely, stroking his beard, lowering his eyes, and just when he gets to Manny's death, narrowing them when he hears about Mr. Jillian's job. By the time Justice finishes, it's all out. He's sprawled out on the back of a crusted giant orca in the center of Martell's Egyptian rug. He feels empty, in a good way. Martell gets up without a word and disappears into what must be the kitchen. Just lets his head fall to the left. That's when he sees the sawed-off shotgun tucked up beneath the edge of the coffee table. It smacks him like a battering ram. He shouldn't be here. No matter how chill Martell seems, the dude's a criminal. Hello? House arrest anklet? Those guys outside. Those are the same ones who threatened to shoot Manny's old friends. What in the hell is he doing here? There's a tap on his foot. So Just looks up. Martell is squatting beside him with a glass in his hand. Just sits up and takes a drink. The first gulp is too big. He doesn't know why he didn't expect the thing to be alcoholic. He coughs as to what feels like the flames of hell running through his esophagus, down his chest, and into his stomach. Martell laughs. Just can tell it's a laugh of delighted amusement. It makes sense to the neighborhood guys, without Dad's flock to Martell. So the illusion wore off, huh? Seeing some truth now, he says. Just nods, and that feeling of defeat returns to his chest, now that the fire from the liquor is gone. You ready to strike back? Justice knew this question would come. What he isn't ready for is the fear that he seemed to have elbowed his way in front of this fury. Is he ready to strike back? It's definitely not what Manny would want. But the reason he's even here is because Manny is gone. Justice looks up at Martell. There's no anxiety in his dude's face, no pressure, no fear. Just lifts his glass to his lips again. Trey busts into the room with a gun guy and the white boy. Yo, check this out. Passing his cell phone to him. Brad, that's the fool you punched in the Halloween party with the KKK stuff on? Yep, that's him. Homeboy says he whooped your butt a few months ago, Justice. Homeboy says you whooped his butt a few months ago, Justice. He hands him the phone. There in big, bold letters above the picture of Blake Benson is Just McAllister's violent past. A former victim speaks out. Dang, smarty pants. Didn't know you had it in you. Hell yeah, bro, said Gun Guy. You scalp like a dude says you do. You can roll with us anytime. For real, you more like us than I realize, says Brad. That does it for Justice. I gotta go. He scrambles to his feet and makes a break for the door, refusing to turn around when they call out after him. Let him go. He hears from Martell on the way out. That's the end, 164.